beginning?
From the beginning.
Okay.
I'm with Chris Hammermeister with Goosehead Insurance. And I would like to welcome you. And describe your business?
Okay. Well, Karen, thank you so much for inviting me to do this interview with you. I'm glad we're able to sit down and see each other face to face. Goosehead Insurance, I always feel is more of a technology company that sells insurance than an insurance company.
Okay.
We started out in Dallas, Texas 16 years ago, and over that very short time, we have actually become the third largest insurance agency in the country. It's all been organic growth with just new business sales. There hasn't been any kind of acquisitions or mergers to get to that spot. We do give our clients many different options, so we're always able to give a good value on an insurance policy without having to really sacrifice coverages by having the many options we do.
Okay. So how did you get started in the insurance business?
Insurance is in my blood.
Okay.
My family's been in it for. I'm the third generation business owner. My grandfather was an insurance agent for 20 years. My mom was in insurance for 27 years.
Okay.
I started working in her office on and off right after high school, over summers, going through college, from 2003 to about 2007. From there, I did get out of the industry for a couple years and went into logistics. And I came back in about 2009 and I tried starting my own agency. I landed on my butt and had to move back in with my parents.
Okay.
Okay. I started working at her agency just to keep up my skills while I was interviewing and looking for other positions, and started enjoying it more and more and more and taking on more responsibilities. So last 10 years of her career, I kind of ran her office and stepped her into retirement.
Okay.
And I've always dreamed of being my own business owner. And with her agency, she wasn't able to pass it down to me. So I decided that I wanted to get with an up and growing company. If I was going to have to start from ground zero, they don't have market penetration here. So it was nice kind of starting at the ground level in the Midwest.
Okay. So what motivates you?
Well, I thought about that pretty heavily on the things that motivate me, and there's definitely a few big ones. Got some shorter term ones, some mid, and of course some longer term kind of goals with it, and what keeps driving me.
Okay.
Right now, I love travel. If I had unlimited time and money, I'd like to travel the world and see everything. I really want to have an opportunity to see a little bit more of the world in the country.
Okay.
The bigger ones, though, is definitely going to be my family. I've got a stay-at-home wifey and 3 kids.
Okay.
I want them to go to college. I want to take care of their college. And I just want to take a really good care of my family with being able to enjoy a little bit of what they've got going on. The basketball,
Right.
the baseball, the soccer. And so the family's the biggest one at this point. And
It's expensive.
ooh, they're not cheap. Kids are not cheap, that's for sure. So those are going to be a couple big ones, and then the long one is the retirement. I
Okay.
love the idea of doing the snowbird, and I always feel that the more people you help in business, the better you do. I want to help enough people where I can live comfortably, do the snowbird retirement, and enjoy those later on years when I get to relax.
Gotcha. So you deal with 30 insurance companies. How do you find the right fit for a client?
That makes it a little bit more difficult having as many options as we do. As I mentioned, Goosehead Insurance is more of a technology company than an insurance company. In the industry, they've got base raters, and we use a fairly simplified version of a rater.
Okay.
To shop multiple carriers all at the same time. Um, when we put in the base rates, it starts kicking back rates. And usually we start picking out from the top two or three. If I see somebody's premium showing 600 for the year as compared to 3 grand for the year,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shop the ones that are a little bit more friendly towards that individual client.
Okay.
So I usually pick out the top two or three and start going in there because those rates aren't 100% accurate, but at least shows us who is gonna be a little bit more fitting for that particular client.
Okay. So, can you explain separation on sales and service?
Yes, absolutely. My agency before we didn't have as much of that separation of sales and service, and so
Mm-hmm.
I've done the managing, I've done the servicing, I've done the sales. I found that people are usually good at one or the other. You're really good at sales, you enjoy sales, you want to do it, and then you're not going to be as good at service. On the other end, if you're really good at service, really comfortable with the clients, really do a good job there, you're not going to be comfortable doing the sales portions.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, I'm able to be uber responsive when shopping clients in the marketplace, um, working around schedules and just making it very easy to get a new policy in place and new quotes set up. The service, and I have tried because I am still fairly new in business over here. My
Mm-hmm.
agency launched June 1st. I
Okay.
worked with a lot of my friends and family up front trying to help out with some of that service. And it was a very, very, very poor experience. I didn't know a lot of the stuff going on in the background. Every time I've had people work with my service department, I've gotten uber comfortable with them
Mm-hmm.
because everyone has a great experience.
Okay.
They've enjoyed it. They've had friendly people. I see reviews. There's a lot of good things that happen. I follow up with clients and check how it's gone. By having the people who are the experts with the service, 30 different carriers, it's so difficult
Mm-hmm.
to be good at everything. I know how to get the policy set up. They have a 200 person team helping out with the service, and so there's um, lot of collusion. I'm not thinking the right word. There's a lot of commingling and ideas and
Okay.
that between the service department who are similar, like-minded individuals.
So, when is your service department open?
My service department is open more hours than any other agency I've heard. We are open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. till 10 p.m., where you
Okay.
should always be able to get a live person on the phone.
Okay. Wonderful. So, you're growing into the Midwest. How are you doing that?
Yes. Our company did start out in Texas, and that's where they started building their model and building their practice. I am a franchise business, so I have a partnership with Goosehead where I kind of take care of the marketing, the business, the sales, the finance, a lot of the business here locally
Mm-hmm.
to drive sales and drive traffic into Goosehead Insurance. Um, they have been expanding into more franchise opportunities, and that's how they've been getting into a lot of the new states they're breaking into. And they are setting up multiple corporate offices. They've got one in Chicago that if I need a resource, need some help, they're always willing to let me come in, work with them, learn some of the new systems, updated training, where I
Okay.
have the face to face and can still work with my company. But so they've kind of gone two different ways. They've gone with their corporate offices, which I know they're expanding, and then of course any of the other franchises and stuff too. So they've got two separate models with expanding their business.
Okay. How does Goosehead Insurance give a better client experience?
Well, I think the big thing you have is the separation of sales and service. You have the experts talking to people where they need to be talked to. You know, when you're
Okay.
working with the sales, setting up the policies, there's so many different rules, expectations with every company
Mm-hmm.
that focusing just primarily on driving business and getting policies set up is gonna make sure we give our clients a better policy. And then the people who do work on the customer service side, they only work on the customer service, billings, claims, guiding clients, making changes, and they know how the billing and how that all operates. So having the separation is a big thing of them giving a better client experience. I do also think that having such an expanded time frame on their customer hours, where they can get in touch with the agency, not just the private insurance company from 7 a.m. till 10 p.m.,
Mm-hmm.
gives you a long time. You know, if you're having to work outside of normal business hours, you can't make calls from that 9 to 5. You do have to do it early, late. There gives you a lot more flexibility to talk to somebody within the agency.
Gotcha.
And then I do also, I love the fact that I feel we're more of a technology company that does insurance. We are the very first independent insurance agency in the country that has our own online customer portal. So if I get you matched up with an auto policy with one company, a home with another, a flood with another, an umbrella with one, and a life policy, you can have access to all of your policies in one central location,
Mm-hmm.
other than having them on 3, 4, 5 different websites.
Right.
Where I think that's become a huge advantage for us. And I know they're looking to expand it right now. Right now with the online customer portal, people send in requests, they get documents, they're able to do everything, signatures, all in one location.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're looking at expanding that more and more. If you request proofs of insurance, um, you're able to get it just all one access point and all the documents. So I think that's a phenomenal thing as well, beyond the separation of sales and service and the extended time frames our service department is open.
Okay. So I would like to thank you for doing this interview with me
Yeah.
and uh, go on to, and I hope that you have a successful business.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I absolutely love the business. I absolutely love the honesty I can give clients, and I truly am. I know one of my groups was asking our word of the year. My word of the year is ethics. I want to do what's right for my clients. 70, 80% of the time I'm going to be the best option. But if I'm not, I'm going to be completely straightforward. And I love being able to be in a company that encourages so much transparency while doing
Okay.
the sales process.
Wonderful. Thank you.
You're very welcome.